Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
Yo, t'es là? Ouais. Pour RMP, si on met les fichiers en fait dans le nouveau serveur, normalement, Client Center peuvent récupérer en fait les plateformes et tout et Jira fonctionnel.
On va les avoir en erreur sur le jeu, non?
Oui, on va les avoir en erreur sur le jeu. Côté Jira, elles sont des tickets et tout.
Ah, donc je préférerais qu'on les ait pas sur en erreur sur Jira. Après que pour Jira, en l'occurrence, on peut foutre des faits de CFG, on fait checker par une de nos VM d'un point de vue système. Puis ça les met dans Jira, ouais.
Ouais, c'est ça, juste pour lister des plateformes, c'est ça, ouais. Chargeable.
C'est quelqu'un qui avait répondu là. Mais
j'ai répondu sur ça, j'étais.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber. Justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing but loyalists.
Jill.
Rosaria must be cleansed of... 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you.
Of course, your lordship. What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small?
Then they must be here for something.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
Welcome, stranger. Much obliged. Fare you well?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants...
Don't they, Chuck?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the cult. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What were there 100 full legions?
100? I heard there were 1,000.
You seen it?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shield. At least I think there was a Black Shield. Can't tell.
Was this the first time they visited the...
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield, miss.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
Where'd you get it?
But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these... I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave Amber...
May I at least...
I don't know who you are or what brings you here. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, that this village will not become another East Pope.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to death. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the auditory, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals here?
Bad idea. We've got that to like it. Good girl. You deserve a rest. More of my mother's men. Thanks, Gal.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black
Business
Shields.
of the day. Ouais.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble. To dwell in darkness, that we may
Say that. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. Tell me what I want, and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Your friends have been... They...
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy! I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Become!
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
No use calling Ambrosia now. Good girl.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Mercy! Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough for everything!
Hang it, chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards.
I suspect everyone in that... Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit the Lazarus. We'll find our way into the...
If you're sure. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is a...
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves Shield have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
What is it you require? Of course, my lord. Will that be all? As you wish, my lord.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge while the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see. They prefer to fight in small...
How small exactly?
Small enough. Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So wait. The bearers...
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
There is but one thing which will putting an end...
And so we shall.
We'll keep them from the bridge.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Faster!
Come along now. There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds could guard aught against them? Die along... For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battle for. this one.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Get him!
To keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
I don't see any more.
Nor do I.
It did. We sent every last one of the rotten... Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time...
Perhaps. She'll move swiftly to see her mint.
And then it will all be... I often wonder if the nation we once knew, her fields rot. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe, yet be that as it may. For as long as the Firebird's flame burned and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian...
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison? A sound strategy.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron, and had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have...
I suppose a formal request for an audience would...
And appearances must. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd see where he would be of no use to... And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might... It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses...
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and though... I shall be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
Thank you, Zoe. If there is ever anything...
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. Besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Why then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
guys. I'm leaving for today. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye, Silver.
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others. Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess. I didn't take you for...
Oh, this? I borrowed it from old tomes. See? Where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one from spit roasts to sweet...
If it's my blessing you're hoping for...
Well, no, but you're made...
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer.
Fantastic!
So...
chances... The only problem... A beast, no doubt. Most...
Does the book say anything?
Well, only that the sweetest...
Roses. One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have exactly
Oh, unwanted violet.
Boy, I haven't heard. You're looking for scorpion tails. Used to, and even if
do the...
I dare.
Thank you.
Stay sharp. We don't know when those bastards will be back.